In the studio with us is the great Bam Margera and his lovely now wife, right?
It is exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning.
Congratulations. Good morning.
Bam,
Thank you.
I want to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
I am a fan of yours for a long time. I love having you here. I think you're a very interesting guy. I would ruin all that to make out with your wife. And I gotta tell you, I am happy for both of you. That is great. I mean,
I didn't know we were making out this morning. I'm ready.
We'll see.
Bam,
I brought Plumper.
I'll let you hit me afterwards.
It stings a little.
I'll tell you what happened. So we were in New Mexico, right outside of Albuquerque, filming like this zombie movie,
Right.
And
To be released
and
soon.
this was scheduled like almost a year prior, and it was a 5-day court trial about whether my ex thought we were married or not. And I'm like, you knew this. We had a fake wedding in Iceland,
Right.
and you have to be a resident of Iceland
To
we
be
signed
married.
no
Yeah, yeah.
paperwork whatsoever. So here I am paying out the yin yang for a 5-day trial, proving. So on the third day, they take a break at noon for lunch. And we look across the street and we see a courthouse, and she's like,
that's so
"Let's do
funny.
it." So I just go do it. TMZ blows
Right in
up
the
on
middle of it.
everybody's phone, and then when they go back on, they're like, "Did you just get married to her?" I'm like, I did. And David Glass, her lawyer, was like punching his own head in the back room. Like, does her last name really say Danielle Margera? No, yes, this is a legit. We are married.
Right.
That wasn't. Now we.
Now you are,
It's like,
yeah.
well, it seems really convenient that you get
No,
married
I'm
the day of the
just gonna,
trial. I'm
like-
like, well, it is what it is. But I'm telling you that this is what a real marriage is.
Right.
Now, you know
That's
how
so funny.
spontaneous we both are.
Yes.
That's why we get along. So just to, we didn't do that on purpose, but it worked out. And we met on the 27th. It happened Memorial Day. Unfortunately, Memorial Day, things were closed. Our manager and Jim Burleson made magic happen. And there was so much love in New Mexico, y'all, that like, if there was a beach, I would have never left.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the people are super sweet. And there was so much love on set that I just told the director, like, hey, I think we're going to get married tomorrow.
Wow.
So you'll get to see it. It was super fun. And we're going to have a big thing soon anyway. But
Yeah,
we're already
yeah.
there. And, the fun will happen after when it's time.
That's pretty. Bam! Things blew up from on the internet and stuff from the last time you were here. You were one of the great. One of the great things about a guest is a guest who will actually answer questions and talk about things. One of the things you answered for me, which had no controversy whatsoever, but it was a big deal and blew up on the internet, was how much money you guys spent on that goddamn show. Because I remember I was asking you about blowing, and I think that's something that everybody was always thinking about, like how they afford to do all that stuff. When you did Jackass and you went to Japan,
Yeah.
did that blow the budget for everything else?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nothing really came out of it. I mean, Steve-O sniffed some wasabi at a sushi place. We
Right,
could have done that right in Tampa. You know what I mean? Like we flew.
But it's Japanese wasabi.
We flew 30 people to Tokyo for this.
Listen, though, I have to tell you, though, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life was all those little Asian midgets, though, come running around the corner.
That was in India.
Yeah.
Which was another thing, flying everybody to India.
Yeah.
And the only thing we got out of that was I think Steve-O did a backflip off of an elephant, and then the midget pit with everybody,
Yeah.
and then other than that, Steve-O went through some like what do you call those pipe glasses?
Yeah.
Those.
You still have not talked to him?
I don't have a problem with him. I just
Well, but last time you were here, I called him the day before, and I said, because we didn't really know each other, and I said, hey, Bam's coming in, and you always talk about how you love him, and this could be a good opportunity for you guys to talk. And he was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. He's like, I don't know. And then I talked to you, and you were like, I don't have a problem with him. And he called me afterwards. He goes, I heard it. It's good to see he doesn't have a problem with me. And I was like, all right, well, then call each other and fix it.
I think just what Jackass did to me, I just don't want to associate anything with it. And if I did talk to Steve-O, it would be his way or the only way. Like, say, you going to meetings, dude? I've actually been really busy doing this art show in Tampa that I got to judge the Tampa Am contest. Well, you got to make a meeting, dude. I know I got to make a meeting, but I'm not going to today.
Where are you?
I just don't want to hear it.
Last time you were here and we talked about sobriety, you said you were totally sober because she said, if you don't say it, because you said it last time, it almost got me in trouble. You said
I put a wad.
She said, "Yeah, no pee for you if you were," and I understood that at that level.
My
so
pee or the vodka.
Right? How have you been? You've been doing good.
I've been doing really good.
Yeah.
And then when we went to Iowa for a Yellow Wolf concert, and it's also the biggest skate park in America there, so I went there to skate it for a week. So we land in Detroit. she rescues dogs. So
Right.
she's looking at her phone. She's like, they're going to put down this 3-month-old puppy in White Plains, New York if I don't go handle this. And I'm like, but what about our road trip from Detroit to West Virginia so I could skate that park? And she's like, you've gone a year and it seems like you haven't had a problem. Can you do this alone? I'm like, 3-day trip alone? I guess so.
Yeah.
So, of course, on the third day, I'm outside of Pittsburgh, lost and frustrated. My phone's going to die. I'm going back and forth in this town, the population of 20. And I look across the street. I see a beer mill. I order 3 twisted teas, and I'm just sitting in a post office saying, come and get me. Come and find me. I'm not moving. Car was running. DUI. Unbelievable.
Wow.
So, 8 days in solitary confinement I had to do.
Wow.
And
is that the most insane?
Yeah.
I've never been in jail.
And I got to say, if anybody
Change
has
your
a
life.
problem with anything, whether it's heroin or alcohol or whatever, stick anybody in a hole for 8 days and then come out and say, if you do that again, you're going to do
Going back there, yeah.
I bet you everybody would clean up their act.
Yeah.
When you're with you, yourself, and I in a room with nothing to do, on the third day, they gave me a pencil and paper, so I was able to occupy myself with some drawings. They gave me some Stephen King book that I read the crap out of.
Right.
But man,
do me a favor, bring me through that if you can, real quick,
Okay.
because because I've never been to jail, but my
Not
dad
fun.
would. What? No, I would have. You've never been to jail.
Oh, I've been.
What have you been to jail for?
Oh, I went for 3 days. Changed my life.
Yeah.
too hot.
Never-
Too hot.
Too hot,
Put her in
they
jail.
were-
She threw spaghetti all over her boyfriend drunk.
Yeah, it wasn't a good day, but it was a day on Palm Beach with no food, a lot of booze, and the ex-wife called, and that was about it.
About what year?
08. No, it's been like 8 years. But
Were we that dependent on cell phone check? Because that's my
it
number one
wasn't
thing.
that big of a deal yet,
Right,
but
okay.
I remember because I was a local bartender, and it took 8 years to admit it. And I know people have threatened my mugshot. Go ahead. I don't really care anymore.
Oh, okay. I bet it's a hot mug.
But you don't want to go to jail on a Friday because then you don't get out until
till Monday, yeah.
So I was there for 3 days, and I never drank tequila again.
Oh, yeah, tequila will do it. So if you're in jail and they arrest you and they bring you to solitary, you're in walls or bars?
You're in walls.
Walls and dark, like they see in the movies.
Yeah, there's no windows. You don't know what time it is, and there's a little tiny window, like a rectangle
in the door
thing you could deal with, and it's just a bed.
Well,
and a
him
toilet
especially,
and
you
a
have
sink.
to know because it's who he is.
Right.
But when I came in, everybody recognized me, and they were
Violent offender, Ben Margera.
they were heckling me, not like that they wanted to beat me up, more like, yo, you ever been to a beach dirty party? Let me get
dirty
you
party?
Jessica Simpson. And they were like, you don't belong here. We're gonna put you in solitary confinement. But man, on the 4th day, this guard was like sweeping up, and then he slipped something under the door. I'm like, what the hell is that? I grabbed it. It was one of those like English Withers toffee caramel.
Oh,
like,
he gave me a little candy.
This is the best thing I've ever had.
Oh, that's
no
so
more
funny.
plastic green beans, mystery meat, and stale cornbread.
Is that so? And do they slide that under the door like they do in the movies, or they?
Yeah, he did.
you don't. So you don't even get to leave to go eat. They just give it to you in the room.
Oh, they just slide it on under, and it's honestly
girls are
food
different.
just to keep you alive. Like one time, they slipped under some pasta, and it was just boiled pasta. There was no sauce. There was no salt and pepper. It
Really?
was just noodle.
I often wonder. I have no plans to go to jail, but I think about it. I don't drink and drive and
Good
any of
for
this
you.
stuff. But I thought if I go to jail, even if it's for 48 hours, I will have that separation anxiety from my kids that will drive me insane.
Yeah.
But then I think I would miss my phone more than my kids. Like I think I'm so dependent on my phone.
You might miss your dog before you.
I mean, I know I'm gonna like if I'm in the car and my wife gives me a hard time about texting and driving or looking at my phone driving. I'm like, I'm already going crazy. I'm biting my fingernails and stuff. So I'd imagine if I'm in jail, I'm gonna go crazy.
And I don't know if it's better to prepare yourself knowing that you're going or not, because my parole officer said, come in and visit the station so we could talk about it. So I go in, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go talk about it real quick. They handcuffed me, put me right in jail, and she's sitting out for 2 hours saying, when's he going to be done? They're like, done what?
he
He's
went
in
to jail.
jail.
It was rough.
So I got saboed.
Yeah, it was not a good time.
Dude, I don't trust anybody when that.
And the PO talked to Perez Hilton like before he was even in the back. I'm like, oh, so you're that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Also, Perez
yeah, who
Hilton's-
talks to
what
him
year is
anyway?
it?
I
Yeah.
know, thank you.
Yeah, what
But
year
after
is
the
it?
8 days of
What year
solitary
is it?
confinement, I had to go back to treatment for 2 weeks. And like, I'm like, man, so I go in and they're like, so how bad you detox? I'm like, I'm not.
Right.
They're like, how bad you withdrawn? I'm like, 0. They're like, when was the last time you had a drink? I'm like, I had 2 twisted teas
Right.
10 days ago.
By the way, way to go
and
on the
before
hardcore
that,
stuff.
I went a year without anything.
Yeah.
So I'm great.
Yeah.
The only thing that happened was a road trip by myself I know I can't do anymore
Can I be honest
at
with you?
this moment in time.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
You seem a lot better now than when you were last time you were here.
Yeah,
I don't know that I am, but that you are or not. But you look a lot healthier.
Yeah, you look good.
and you
look like you lost some weight. You look tan. You look healthy.
Skating every day. We always make sure we hit up a gym no matter where we're headed to.
Yeah.
But man, I got to tell you this.
Yeah, she ain't gonna let you get fat. Buddy.
If you if you look up like torture and torment on the planet Earth, it's this. So in solitary confinement, there's this Charles Manson looking dude. You know, that's what he looks like. Sure. Just an older
what I'd expect
white guy.
To see in there. Yeah.
And then next to his cell is a dude like Soulja Boy, you know, like Compton Ass Terry.
Yeah.
So anytime Compton Ass Terry's awake, he hears that JC is the Charles Manson looking guy. Yeah, JC awake. James, why JC be a pedophile?
Oh my God.
F you know,
back and forth all the time.
Back and forth.
Get the JC be a pedophile. I'll kill you. Like just tormenting you. It doesn't matter if it's 4 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. Whenever Soulja Boy heard that JC's awake,
he started going
total
after him.
torment.
That's
and
funny.
JC's knocking on my door when he has his 1 hour of time to walk around.
Right.
And he's waking me up. I'm like, I'm in bed, like with a blanket over me. I'm like, what? He's like, you don't believe that I'm a pedophile because I'm not one. I'm like, I don't care what you are.
Like,
I just want you to leave me alone. He's like, I'll go get my paperwork now and prove that I'm not one. I'm like, you can't.
You were in real jail.
So I didn't know if he was or wasn't, but it was total torment.
I bet he was.
Soulja
I'm just
Boy.
gonna